These days is the world of AI. People are dependent on AI and people demand more applicated and more developed softwares and features of the AI. Our world is converted into a global village. Google's autonomous services are also being famous. Like this, related to this topic, I've read yet another book. I've finished yet another book, and this book is also written by the writer of the book Sapiens. Yuval Noah Harari. This book's name is Homo Deus, and this book is basically related with our human beings' future and what our future might hold. Related to this book, these days wars are subsiding. There are no chances of wars anymore, and our world is a peace world. There are chances that people will get killed by suicide more than they will be killed in a war or a conflict. Then famine is also, starvation is also getting subsided day by day. Today you might die by obesity, but you cannot die, you will not die by starvation. That is just a technical problem. I mean, there are many kinds of epidemics and pandemics that have been up till this day in our whole world, but our scientists, our research team and our scientists, they have proved the vaccination, they have proved that the vaccination works, and they have put it inside our body so that our body develops a mechanism to fight against that disease. So diseases are also subsiding day by day. There is not equality in our world. There is inequality based on the caste, based on the gender, based on many things, color, etc. But immortality is in. Immortality means people will not die for thousands of millions of years. And that's how you may question. The answer to this is that scientists have been developing the vaccine for many kinds of diseases, and the diseases that causes epidemic and pandemic are also being subsided day by day. People, there is not war because in war, most people, millions and trillions of people get killed in the war, and war is also subsiding as well as famine. There are nice and good production in each and every country, which results in no famine, and our death will be immortal. So we will want to balance the equality and the immortality of our lives together. At the half of this book, these things are elaborated properly in a way that even a person with poor knowledge can understand. Even a person who knows only a little bit of English can understand. There are also some buzzwords, and I myself didn't know that meaning, but I searched it, googled it, and I found out those words meaning. It is written in such a way that everybody can understand, and it releases the confusion and gives us the answer that our curious mind is searching for. This book is really related to the future, and after the half of this book, the future's part also comes. These days, people are depending on the AI and more of the knowledge that we don't know about ourselves. The AI knows. For example, you can search anything in Google these days. You find the answer of your curious brain or for the work that you do. You can find the answers to everything, and Google's autonomous services, which means those services without a driver or a pilot for flying planes, which is going one right now, and autonomous cars which does not need a driver. Those kind of services are also coming. There is an application called Cortana, which connects the knowledge, which gets the knowledge of our day-to-day life, our heartbeat, our BP, etc., our eyes rate, and it warns us when there is an important meeting which we have completely forgotten about. Applications like this are being developed day by day by scientists and inventors, and many kinds of people are being interested in these kind of fields too. AI is basically taking over the world. There are 3 types of laws that AI is taking all over the world. AI might know more about us than we know, our DNA, our blood type, etc. Our day-to-day life will be based on AI. But people say that immortality will hit, some people say in 2100, some say 2200. There is no specific answer for what will happen in the future, but we will just keep on guessing. But even guessing is not that accurate. People will get tangled in those kinds of guessing, and people will not know what is happening in our new world. People will not know what is happening in our new world. People will not know what kind of inventions are there, and people will not know what will there be in the future. They will be tangled in that mess, and that also prevents many scientists from guessing and just focusing in the present. There is a quotation: yesterday was a mystery. Yesterday was a history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a present, so it is called a gift. That's why scientists are focusing in the present and trying to make the present the best life for the people who live it. As I said earlier, AI is taking over the whole entire world. AI, as we know, there are many applications, there are many types of software which are developed for our welfare and well-being. These days, the chances of epidemic or pandemic are also found by Google searches. One time, a lady gave her private messages to Google and prevented a deadly disease. That's how, for example, if thousands or millions of people search headache, fever symptom, then there might be chances that a pandemic or an epidemic is going to be hit, which is of the flu, or there might be many different kinds of viruses, which, well, of those viruses, the cures can be found easily, and Google can warn us. For example, there are also many types of Apple software such as Siri and Safari, which also work like Google. There are room controlling and manipulating software such as Alexa, which gives us knowledge about our room, where is the specific stuff, and it basically controls the whole room. There are also Google softwares which allows us to know where a specific application is. This is how the AI is taking over the world, and people will guess, people will suggest, people will guess that not in many years, but in a few years, in a few decades, in 1 or 2 centuries, AI, we will be dependent, and even in 1 second of without AI, our life will result to death. This is what is guessed, but we don't know what will happen. There is no specific answer what will happen in the future, or there is no specific answer of what happened in the past as well. We're just guessing from the proofs and the extra. We're just guessing from the proofs that these kinds of things must have happened in the past, and these kind of things might happen in the future. Many people guess different things while other people guess different things, and to not connect it into a tangled mess, scientists are inventing many things in today's world and not focusing on the future. As I said earlier, our eyes there are also software which are developed that can manipulate a animal or a human brains. These kind of technology have already come in our today's world too. For example, a rat's brain was manipulated with electrodes and neurons, which allowed a specific person to click a button on the remote, which allows the rat to turn left, turn right, and do things that rats were really scared of, such as climbing up a ladder, jumping off many different types of heights, etc. So this kind of software has also been developed, and somebody's life can be changed. Somebody's life can be whole life can be changed because of AI and its facilities. For example, in poorly developed countries too, there are many types of AI facilities, and there in well-developed countries there are much more facilities than we can imagine. The people in our history, this was beyond our imagination, but now our imagination is coming to life. Even our parents are living the life which they never dreamed of, and we are living the life we never dreamt of when we were even born. Saying this, I would like to end my review here, and I would like to thank Yuval Noah Harari for writing this book and warning us all and saying us all what can happen in the future and guessing. And this book is a really great success for him as well as all over the world, because people can know what our future holds. Even though it is 99% correct, 1% incorrect, it is known. The future is known to many people after reading this book. So I suggest all of you to read this book to know about our present situation as well as the future. This book also contains the religious and the mythology part, and it is connected with the real part. And I think that is the real curiosity of the writer, and that is the real thing that makes this book really interesting. Saying this, I would like to end my review here. Thank you.